Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of NetStruc Talks. I'm Lydia Patel, and I have some great guests here tonight to share an event that's coming up. You're going to definitely want to know all about it. So stay tuned. We have them right here in studio with us. Don't go anywhere. Hello. So we have got some great guests, as I said, Elliot and Michele Allen. How are you guys doing? It's great to have you here, the brainchild of Couples Night of Love. So welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
so much.
us.
Thank you for having us.
It's great. We love having you guys. You know what's so amazing is that this is not the first edition of the Couples Night of Love, that it's actually been a success in the past, and we're here to let everybody know all about it. So you know what? It's a little bit of, how do I describe the mixture? Couples coming together, such as yourselves, power couples. But I just want to know what makes a couple's night of love so necessary, because everybody at home really needs to come out to this. If you're a couple, whether you've been together 3 months, 5 months, 10 years, 20 years, I think there's something for everybody that all couples could enjoy. So why don't you each, because I want to hear each perspective on this, why do you think a couple's night of love is so necessary?
Well, I'll take the lead on this one. So a couple's night of love is necessary because life is busy. Life is busy. We are moving. We are New Yorkers, so we're starting here in New York, and New Yorkers, we are always moving.
Everything's fast.
And because we're moving, and because we're moving so much, sometimes we forget one another. 100%. Not intentionally, definitely not intentionally. Doesn't mean I don't love you any less.
Yes.
But we just forget. We get busy. You have career, you have family, your own children, extended family, maybe parents that are aging, a lot of responsibilities. And it's time that you need to stop and reconnect with one another, look each other in the eyes and go, okay, hey, how you doing?
I see you.
So that's the main thing for couples night of love.
Yes, definitely. To piggyback on that, just the best way for me to describe it is to talk a little bit about how Couples Night of Love actually came about. Couples Night of Love came about simply because one night I was just listening to a little bit of music in the bedroom with my lovely wife, and just that feeling of, wow, I'm remembering back to when we were dating. Mm-hmm. That's something that's really, really important. When we put a lot of time into our marriages, we just celebrated Christmas, and we were talking before we came on the air about how the Christmas season was. And we said, it was just a lot of challenges for our families during this time. But you know what? Those challenges sometimes make us forget about the good times. Sometimes make us forget about the love that we share. So Couples Night of Love is designed to bring us back to say, wait a minute, remember that time? Remember that time when I took you out and I played this particular song? Remember that time we were walking along the beach? Remember that time we was on the plane and my hand kind of, went in your lap on the plane? Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, just that time to kind of take you back to remember that. So we're not asking for people to get too explicit there at the table of Couples Night of Love, but so be it. If it happens, it happens. But we really want to remind you of that special time of what really brought you together.
Mm-hmm. And just out of curiosity, Elliot and Michele, how many, when you said Christmases, it made me think, how many Christmases together? This is Christmas number what together?
Oh, man.
Sweet Jesus.
We should be 17.
17 Christmases.
Yes, 17 Christmases together and so many different memories of those. Mm-hmm. And again, we want to sometimes turn back the clock because life is dealing with so many different challenges in life. And sometimes those challenges overwhelm you. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Couples Night of Love experience brings you back to those just bare bone essentials of why you chose that person that's going to be sitting across from the table on that particular night. That's why we enjoy doing it. That's why we're going to continue to do that. And that's why we encourage everybody to come out and to enjoy the experience of Couples Night of Love.
Absolutely. How is this 2023 edition going to be different from any other edition of Couples Night of Love?
Well, this year we usually have a theme for each year. So this year's theme is we're gearing it towards couples that are working long hours. And when I say working, yes, automatically you think jobs, careers, but it could even be you're in school. Maybe you're going back to school and you're in some sort of like graduate degree program. Maybe you're just working long hours with your own family. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom or dad and you're just busy taking care of the kids and you don't have that time for each other like you would think. Maybe you're a caregiver, and you're taking care of your parents and your loved ones. So that's when I say working long hours. It's just something that's keeping you apart that you have to do for each other. It's a responsibility that you have that's keeping you two apart. And we chose this theme this year because we are them and they are us. Okay? We're going through a lot here in our marriage. And we're like, you know what? It can't just be us. There's got to be other couples out here feeling this same, like we're going and moving and so many things are pulling at you. And it's like, wait, I need to get back to this. And that's where the theme originated from.
No, I love it. And it's such a great theme because it applies so well to what's happening now, the current state. Even though COVID has allowed us to work from home and have more flexibility, that has extended the workday a little bit longer because now you're home. You don't power down per se.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And it's a little bit less. So I love that this is the theme, because it's not necessarily just work. It's, whatever challenges you're facing together as a couple.
Yeah.
That definitely could apply. So that's fantastic. What is the criteria to be able to attend Couples Night of Love? So, I've gotten questions in the past. People are like, oh, I love this event. I'd love to attend, but we just got together or, so what's the criteria? Because I want to say it's for everybody.
So I love that. I love that question because we actually talked about this the other day because we do have a couple that's potentially going to come and they're dating. And I think it's important for couples that are dating to also come because I want them to see the example. The last particular one, we had couples in there that were married 50 years. We've had 50 years down, but it's important that maybe somebody that's dating to bring back and really understand like, wow, I aspire to be that couple that been married for 10 years and they're here and they're enjoying this. So the criteria is just obviously to be together, to be a couple. But there's no real criteria on the amount of years that you're married.
Right.
You're even going to be accepting people that are dating because it's all a part of the process of being able to see what it looks like. That to me is a critical part of the marriage of what does it look like? Michele just talked about the theme, of this year and that time of spending away. But the key thing that we want to point out is still we're spending a lot of time apart from each other. Things are going very, very tumultuous outside of the marriage, but still we love each other. And so now that young couple that's sitting there, that's just dating, that's an example to say like, we aspire to do that. But maybe you're dating, you still have trouble spending the proper time with each other. But here's a couple that have been together for 10 years, 17 years, 18 years, and we're having trouble finding that time, but we still love each other. So that's the criteria, is just to be together.
That's amazing. And I think that's a pretty easy criteria to meet that a lot of people, come as you are, so to speak, come as a couple. I love that it sets an example because some people think you have to have so many years in the game. No, sometimes it's nice to see real life examples of people who are living through 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 10 years, 5 years. Doesn't matter really the length because you're going to have hurdles along all of those. And I think a lot of people as well also feel you could be, especially now through social media has made us connected, but it's also made us apart.
Yes.
Because then you have two people who are in the same room, but they are miles apart. You're in your phone, I'm in my phone, and we're not engaging together. So I think I would love to see some workshop or something included. I know you're going to have something brewing on that because you guys have been together 17 years. So you're also at the point where you were together pre-social media or before social media as it was.
Way before social media.
Yes.
Right. And having it the way it is now, it's totally different. And it creates challenges for relationships. It totally does. I would never sit here and say it doesn't.
It does. I'll add to that and say that, my husband and I, we got together. We grew up together. I was the girl next door. He was the boy next door. We lived next door to each other. But we didn't really like look at each other and see each other until way up into age and years. But when we first started dating, I wasn't living in New York. I was in college in Florida. So we did long distance for a good year and change. Pre-social media, pre-smartphones. Yeah, pre-smartphones. Like, these people have it good. FaceTime, there was no FaceTime, no Facebook Messenger call, video calls.
Instagram video call, every
listen,
other.
none of that. We had to do it the old school way with the snail mail, and emails was around. We have a whole booklet of emails that he sent me throughout all the years of dating. So we understand it's not easy. This new generation and social media, you're right. People are finding each other that are further apart because you have access now. You can be in New York and find someone in California that might just very well be your match. And that's great. But then now we gotta come together, right? So the goal is to come together. And that's part of Couples Night of Love, is coming together and just taking that time to reconnect with one another in person, that in-person feeling. That's what we're losing today, the in-person touch.
So how would an event like this for your typical extremely busy couple, let's just make a couple, both are working, both have somewhat 9-to-5s, couple kids, how do you help shift their mindset for the couple who thinks they don't have time to maybe attend an event like this, or to even make date night because they're so caught up in the everyday of just making it happen, life. How do you address that?
So what we do is, I like to call it a cheat sheet. We give certain challenges to our couples. This is every couple's night of love, and those challenges are really, really thought of just to answer your question. We give you certain things to just perform, and if you do those things, it really puts you already in a frame of mind of saying, like, wow, you know what? I can see some adjustments here. I can see why we're here. So even though we have this long periods of time apart, there's little things that we're going to ask you to do that makes up and kind of, again, gives you that reminder, that refresher. So that's one of the things that we do. We give you a cheat sheet. So we don't ask you to really dig deep. I'm not asking the guys to try to figure out something. No. I'm giving you that. Just go ahead and follow the instructions and enjoy the experience of the evening. That's what makes Couples Night of Love so unique, and that we're giving you an opportunity without even having to think about it. Because, and I want to make this point really, really clear. It's a two-piece, it's twofold. Yes, when we're apart from our significant other, we want to give them the reminder of, like, baby, I love you. And the time away from you, I want you to understand that it's something that we have to deal with. But at the same time, it's for me. It's for me to remind myself of, this is my wife. This is my life. This is important, because we forget that as an individual, because we're running around our jobs. We forget that ourselves. So not only is it to remind our significant others, but it's also to remind us. And that cheat sheet gives us an opportunity, that gives us to be able to give those reminders for both of us. And guess what? It's very, very fun. The things, I don't want people to get nervous. Oh Lord, a challenge. No. It's a fun challenge.
Like simple things.
Four simple things to do, but it's really conducive to the night. It's really conducive to the theme. It makes the night even better. It makes the night even better.
More personalized.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and how long in advance do these challenges start?
Well, we started already. So those that have already signed up, they're getting their challenges from now. So the earlier the better. But, some people sneak in under the last minute and it can still get done.
No problem.
Okay, that's good. So how do you two collectively, because that must be a fun little exercise for you two to nail down what the challenges are going to be. You're curating these things. So
yes.
How do you ultimately decide what you're landing on? What's going to make the cut? What is going to be the challenge? Like, how did you come up without letting hints out of what the challenges are for this year? Because you have to sign up, buy a ticket, and come out to the event, get your registration, and you'll get your challenge information. But how did you kind of narrow that down?
I think we kind of thought about each other first.
Yes.
Like we said, this all started with, my husband playing music in the room one night, and we were just singing and dancing and just having a good time together. So, I'll say off the bat, one of the challenges is a music challenge. Now, every year is a different type of music challenge, but we have some sort of music challenge because that's part of what started it. So we just think about things that would help connect people a little bit more, saying things that maybe we know you feel, and I know you love me. I know I love you, but have I told you that? Have I really said it? Things that we know that would be important to people, things that I know would mean a lot to me, and things that he knows would mean a lot to him. And that's how we come up with the challenges for the year, because we want it to be special for the couples as well. And every time we've done it, it's been a home run.
Yes. Yes.
Every time.
Amazing.
Yes.
And I think by activating our senses, auditory, because everything has, like, you hear that song, it's going to bring back a memory. It might be a meal, be something that would bring you back to a moment where you hear a song, and whether it's a romantic relationship or not, but sometimes, like, music is so powerful because you'll remember. Sometimes you could place the year where you were wearing. When you hear something, last time I heard this song was XYZ.
Yeah.
And it's so great to do this. So I love that it's part of the challenge. And that it's great that everyone, regardless of time frame, you can still get the challenges in. So it's not exclude anyone. It's nothing to be scared about. It's actually a fun reading time. What about for those couples who might feel intimidated about being, this is their first time, they don't know what to expect? So kind of just give us a lay of the land of how the evening would go from the time they register, they have their ticket, because you do like a pre-experience. Once you register, the earlier you register, the better, actually, because you get the maximum output of this. So kind of walk us through that process.
Yeah.
So we've had that. We've had couples who, have had some anxiety about it. They felt like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing about couples night of love experience is that, and I'm very proud of this fact, is the bond that goes on in the room. So sometimes we've had couples that come in, I don't know, a little apprehensive, but the bond that goes on in the room, you just talked about the music. The music not only brings the couple together, but the music brings the room together. Mm-hmm. Someone will put on a song that not only does the couple have memories about it, but you see 2 or 3 people like, oh, man. That just brings everybody together, because like, ooh, that was a winner. Sometimes you see some of the guys saluting each other like,
you did that.
You did. You got that all right, buddy. And that to me right there is part of the process. We take our time, and we're very patient with each couple and ask them their challenges. But one of the things that I try not to do is I try to make sure that it's in the hands of the couple. We're not forceful with it. You better do this. You better. No. We're very, very gentle with it, because I want the couples to really understand the significance of what we're doing. We're telling you, but it's about really understanding significance. And I'm going to be honest with you. Some people, when I got to say it's most of the time the men, don't understand the significance until the night comes. Because the night comes, and if you didn't do one of the challenges, you understand it fully. But that's a good thing, because now it makes you check yourself. Remember, I said sometimes I have to check myself and say, wait a minute a second. I'm spending a lot of time away from my wife and my family. I got to check myself. Sometimes that night you see it. And obviously, Michele and I have been there for 6 times. This will be our 6th time. And we've seen that. We've seen that expression on some of the guys. We've seen that expression on some of the women's face, that they didn't take it seriously, but when they got there, they understood. And they were able to snap right into place and understand it. And then the uncomfortability snap right into place, because sometimes we have couples that have connected at couples night of love, even though it's not about couples connecting with each other, it's about you connecting with your significant other. But just the bond is something that we very, 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 I'm very proud of that for that event. So that's what makes, again, the couples night of love experience so different.
And that was actually leading up to my next point about friendships that have come out of this. Do you have other couples who have, just from coming annually and seeing the same couples, they may not meet any other time, but they know that is your couple, that other couple that you're going to meet? So have you noticed that with the crowd that comes out, that there are friendships that have developed through this with other couples?
Yeah, they do bond. Again, not intentionally per se, because again, the focus is really the 2 of you. That's why we put people at your own table of 2. So you can focus on one another. It's not like a table of 10, like you're thinking at a catering hall. It is a table of 2. Each person has their own table. Each couple has their own table. But nonetheless, because we do keep it to an intimate size, you do kind of interact with one another in some way, somehow. And they do. And again, the blessing, I guess, of social media in a sense is they do connect and they do bond outside of that. And then before you're leaving, what's your phone number? I think last year, what did we have? Some people found out that they went to school together and they just seen each other and they haven't seen each other in so long. And I'm like, what? What is happening here? Right. Or they bond later on and get their Instagram and Facebook and they keep in contact that way. It is beautiful to watch the connections that happen. Whether you want to or not, there is some form of connection. It's not forced. Whatever naturally and organically happens.
That's right. It's the commonality that's in the room too. Being able to experience, what, you guys are feeling the same thing that we're feeling. And everybody feels that same commonality. That's where the bond comes in as well.
What's one key thing, each of you, I would love to hear your answer, that you're looking forward to most for this year's event that's going to make this year even more special than last year? Because last year was amazing. Last year was off the charts. It was good. The feedback was great. How are we enhancing that? And what's one thing that each of you think that you're looking forward to have this year?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the theme is just very personal. Like I said, we are currently, as we're talking to you right now, going through it. Okay. So, between work schedules, between aging parents and people who have health issues, and between your own family, we are going through it. We are the couple that we are talking about is the theme for this year. And I can't wait to see at the end of the night, because everything has to kind of play through. And I can't wait because people will always talk to us, either they'll touch base with us afterwards and they'll let us know what really happened and what they're really thinking and how they really felt afterwards. And it is always a blessing, but this year's going to be even more special because to know that we helped in that process of reconnecting couples. And again, we do it every year, don't get me wrong, but this theme is just really sentimental to us right now because again, we are them. Is gonna be so special to know that we help, reconnect couples that they love each other, but just show it again.
Absolutely. For me, the thing that I look forward to the most is the unknown. This is, as I was saying, this is we our sixth time, and each one is almost like your children. Something happens there that is unforgettable. And that's special to me because that comes out of the bonds that are in the room. For example, last year we had a couple that was married 50 years. And we knew that, they were coming. But we didn't know the effect that they would have on the room. And that was something that I will never forget. Obviously, Michele and I are hosting it and we're on the mic and we're kind of, bringing everybody through the evening. But at one point, the couple took the microphone, which, and I'm telling you something, the wisdom that they had. And we had couples, unbelievable. And we had couples that were 15, 20 years old. It wasn't like we just had rookies. But everybody, when they spoke, was just like,
tell me.
Like everybody probably gravitated to want to know.
Gravitated to them. You felt there's that the wisdom that they gave. It just special. So I look forward to that special moment. Each time we do this, there's something special that happens that I would have never thought was going to happen. So that's what I look forward to. So I encourage everybody to come out to be able and experience that moment. That we have experienced will be our sixth time. So that's what I look forward to the most, the unknown and just the special moments that come out of basically love and us being able to display love and show that it is still true love out there, that people are building foundational families out there. That is so significant to me.
That's amazing. Share with us, how do we get tickets? We're early in the game. But there's people who already got theirs. So let us know, how can we get a ticket, the perks of getting the ticket, if there's any early bird specials or anything like that. What's the website?
Yes, so you can definitely go to our website. It's www.mentalconditioningmovement.com/couples night of love. The event page has videos from the last one. It has pictures of all the other ones, testimonials from the other couples, the details, of course. Maybe you have questions. So I kind of broke that page down into a who, what, when, where, why, and how to kind of make it simplified for people to understand how it goes. You can definitely get it there. We do have a payment plan special. All you need is a deposit down. The deposit is $150 down, and that secures your table for two. And then you can pay it off up until February 1st. So that's definitely helped a couple people with their options because we understand how it goes too. We're a working family. We get it. So we're here to work with our couples. So definitely mentalconditioningmovement.com/couples.
And what's your social media, aside from your website, Facebook, if there's Instagram, people just want to, take a peek and peruse through the past pictures and events?
Yes. Our Facebook and our Instagram is Couples Night of Love, but I would direct you to the website because that'll get you directly to the social medias as well. The Facebook and the links are right there. Boom. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. So February 11th, it's actually in Long Island, New York. So we might have people, of course, watching from outside of the New York area. It's going to be in Long Island. For those who don't know, Long Island is beautiful. And just tell us a little bit about the location, about the venue.
Oh my gosh. We somehow stumbled on the venue all those years. We've been with this venue from the very first Couples Night of Love. So we started in their most basic room, and now we're in their 3rd tier room because we've grown over the years. So we have not moved locations. We love the decor. We love the ambiance. We love the environment. We love that we have our own private dining room. So yes, it's table of 2, but it's just us in that room. It's our private dining room, our own waiters and waitresses, open bar. Like, they make it feel so good there. And you brought up a point, sometimes people may be outside of the New York City area, which is fine. We're encouraging people. We're encouraging our New York City crew to make this a weekend out, or definitely at least an overnight out, find a babysitter if you have kids and make it happen, stay somewhere.
Make it, that can be your date night.
Completely. Yes. So we're also encouraging our out-of-state family. Come on, we're in New York City. Like, hello, you can definitely make a weekend out of this. It's Valentine's Day weekend. Listen, he or she, whoever's doing this, will appreciate it. Yes. And if you need any hotel recommendations, call me.
Absolutely. And that was my next thing, make a weekend out of it. People always want to gravitate towards Poconos and here, but no, Long Island you'll get that same vibe. It's a beautiful venue. You'll still have so much to do leading into Valentine's Day weekend. I think it's just fantastic. What has been your record attendance of couples that you've had so far?
You mean per session?
No, per event, Couples Night of Love.
Oh, okay. We keep it small. So we keep it very intimate. So we've had 12 couples, I think, max.
That's good. So everyone does get their time and everyone can really feel like they're a part of it.
Very, very purposeful in keeping it to that size. Very
absolutely.
It is, there's a reasoning behind it.
Absolutely. Everything's methodological. So we have that. So Elliot and Michele, any final words before we wrap up? Of course, we know the event's February 11th. We have the website. How are you feeling? What's the energy around this?
Man, this is truly the event for me of the year. My favorite event that we do in the mental conditioning movement. I'm super excited. I want couples to come out because I want people to really experience, just that feeling, that foundational feeling of love. We put the work in to get there, to get our significant others, but let's remind each other of that time. Let's bring back that feeling. And I promise you, we do a lot to get you guys to get to that mindset.
Yes.
Please come out. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. And believe me, you're going to have a lot of fun. That's the key thing too.
Yeah. You will definitely have a lot of fun. And we're definitely not saying it just because we're hosting it. Not at all. This is an event we created as something we would want to attend.
Yes.
So, and we have high standards. So trust and believe you will be just fine attending this event. It's a wonderful evening.
Amazing. I'm so excited and we'll love to just get some more updates from you guys. So keep up the great work. Couples Night of Love is happening February 11th, right in Long Island, New York. Elliot and Michele Allen, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. It's been fantastic. NetStruc Talks. We love having you. You're part of the family and we're excited for what's coming up next.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So, of course, you're watching NetStruc Talks. I'm Lydia Patel. We'll be back with another episode. Keep it right here.